Yo, what's going on, you guys? It's your boy Underrated Mages. They'll be doing a video discussing Fairy Tale Century, the 100-year time skip. But before I get into the video, I just gotta say that if you guys are a fan of Hunter x Hunter, then make sure you guys go check out my Hunter x Hunter channel. I will leave a link to that in the description down below. I know a lot of you guys been asking me if I will cover any other series. You guys are telling me to bring other series to my channel, but usually when it comes to other series, I make different channels so I don't end up mixing the fan base together, and then I know people, they get upset when you don't upload this X amount of content. Then they'll start starting a riot in the comment section like, upload this series. So I decided just to split it all up. So my Hunter x Hunter channel, a link to that will be in the description down below. I do similar videos to the fairy tale videos that I do on this channel over there, except they're a lot shorter. So yeah, if you're not a fan of Hunter x Hunter, you don't have to go subscribe. But if you guys have been wondering, if you guys like Hunter x Hunter, go check it out. But without further ado, let's go and get into the video. Now, when it comes to the fairy tale timeskip or the fairy tale news series, me personally, like I've said a million times, if you guys are frequent watchers of my channel, then you guys will know I believe there will be a fairy tale timeskip. There will be a new fairy tale series after the manga has just ended. And I've been thinking, I went to the lab, I had to start racking my brains a bit, and I was thinking to myself, how could the fairy tale timeskip work out, or how could the fairy tale news series work out? And one of the main things that I came up with, along with a whole bunch of other thoughts that I had, is a 100-year time skip. And I know some of you guys might be thinking, 100 years, this makes no sense. 100 years, do you know what 100 years is? But just hear me out. I promise you it'll end up making a whole lot of sense. And I'm going to go into a couple points on why I think that a 100-year time skip isn't as bad as it thinks. Yes, I know you guys see 100 years and you think that 100 years is like so long. It is a long time, but I'm gonna explain to you guys why it isn't as bad. Now, one of the main reasons why I think we should have a 100-year time skip is character maturation, however you say that word. Basically, character maturity. We're going to need characters to mature. Now, unlike other series, the main problem with fairy tale, their male characters, is they take forever to mature. Let's be honest, they take forever to mature. At least the main characters do, like Natsu, Gray, Gagio, Laxis. These guys, they're adults, but they have the mindset of like a 12-year-old. They don't really look at females like that. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna be honest. I'm not saying so to take them the whole 100 years to finally mature and start actually getting feelings towards females. But I'm saying that I do think that that right now, like where we are right now with their current age, they are not going to be interested in starting a family whatsoever. Like, let's be honest, Natsu, he wants to go out here, he wants to keep exploring. The last thing that's on his mind is sitting down and starting a family. Gray, he wants to do his own thing, you know what I'm saying? Like, all these characters, they are not focused on starting a family. So I do think that a time skip would be needed in order to actually get them to mature and actually want to start a family. And of course, with the whole family thing, that's going to lead on to actually them giving birth to kids, or not the males giving birth to kids, but the females giving birth to kids. And then the rest is history from there. So one of the biggest thing that comes with this time skip is character maturation. The characters, they're going to have to mature in order for this series to actually kick off. The next thing I want to talk about is character deaths. Now, I know whenever people say character deaths and fairy tale, 2 and 2 don't go together. People, they think fairy tale doesn't kill off anybody. People, it's kind of like an ongoing joke, or people use this as like as a reason to bash fairy tales, that they don't kill off characters enough. And me personally, I'm gonna do a video about the most shocking deaths, just to show people that people actually do die in fairy tale. But besides the point, character deaths will be needed for this new series, simply because now, one of the main problems that I have, like whenever series do continuations, is that it's hard to like have a real sense of danger, if you know what I'm talking about. And that's basically because if there is like a new series, like for example, I'm gonna use Naruto for example. Naruto has Boruto is the new series of Naruto, and Boruto is basically focused around the kid, but there isn't really like a huge sense of danger, because you have characters like Naruto and Sasuke still lurking around, and they're like super, and they're basically at their max, you know what I'm saying? They're not going to really get, they're OP. So the same thing applies with fairy tale. If there is a fairy tale time skip, we're going to need the main cast of characters to either die off or grow of old age. Now, me personally, I think growing of old age that to a point where like they can't really do anything is more that's more likely, because like I said, I don't think Hiro Mashima will kill off all the main characters unless it's like a natural cause, and that's understandable. But I do think that there has to be some type of way to get the main cast up out of here. We gotta get them out of here, move them to the retirement home, let them do them. But yeah, I definitely do think that there has to be some way to not include Natsu and the others in the story, and that's why I also think this long time scale will be needed, because if there's an old Natsu, he won't be able to go around screaming, I'm all fired up, and just one-shot people. No, Natsu, Lucy, all these guys, I think they either need to die off or they need to just be at a point where they can't really do too much, kind of similar to like a Makarov, but a less an older Makarov. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna need these characters to get out of here so that the youngins can have some shine. And speaking of the youngins, yes, as you guys would know, if there is this 100-year time skip, that means that it will actually revolve around the kids. Yes, it will revolve around their kids. I think it would be dope, seeing the kids between Natsu and Lucy, and seeing the kids between Gray and Juvia, God, Jill, and Levy, all these guys. I think it'll be dope because we'll be able to get a mixture of variety, because one of the main reasons why I like whenever main characters or characters in general have kids, that it's usually a mixture of the personality. You know what I'm saying? Like, for example, Natsu, fiery, all wild, and then Lucy, you got a little bit more calmer side. I think it would be dope if you mash those two together. Gray, him being laid back, and then Juvia being a little bit crazy, you know what I'm saying? Mash those together. God, like, there's just so many personalities that'll be able to just run through the kids and everything. And I definitely do think that Fairy Tail definitely does have what it takes to make some interesting characters, because I'm gonna be honest, a lot of times when it comes to series and them doing like a continuation, it's hard for us to get attached to the characters, because we're so used to like the old characters, and then when they introduce these new characters, some people, they're like, I'm not really feeling them too much. But with Fairy Tail, I do think it'll be easier for us to get attached to them, because there's a chance of them having a great variety of personalities and everything. So yeah, I definitely do think that is one of the strongest points, the kids themselves being able to have just such a great variety. I think it would be dope if we did get to see what their personality, all that stuff would be like. So I'm actually excited for the kids. And the last thing I want to discuss, which is kind of going to be like, I guess you say a flaw in a way, but the last thing we're going to discuss is the antagonist. Now, with the main series of Fairy Tail, we know that the main antagonist was either Zeref or Acnologia. It's a toss-up between which way you want to call the main antagonist. Some people say Zeref's the main antagonist because he's been like, he's been the one that's been mentioned throughout the series. A lot of dark girls that try to take up after him. But then some people say that Acnologia is the main antagonist because he was more of the final villain. We know that he ended up taking out Igneo and Natsu. He had more of a grudge towards Acnologia, and Natsu is seen as the main character. So yeah, a lot of people, they kind of, they go back and forth between who's the main antagonist. But now that those two are both gone, we are going to need somebody else to step up and take the role. And to be honest, I have no clue who it could be. Like, I have zero clue who it could be, because at this point, all of the bad guys in Fairy Tail are pretty much gone. And this is why I say that you can say that this main antagonist is going to be the hardest thing trying to come up with, because number one, you're going to have to introduce a main antagonist that doesn't feel cheesy. Like, you can't have a main antagonist that's going to feel lesser than Zeref and Acnologia. Yes, I know that may sound hard, but we know that the main, like, no matter how hard they try, I doubt there's ever going to be a main antagonist I'll be able to compare to Zeref or Acnologia. But you gotta at least make them think. You gotta at least give us the feeling that these guys are actually serious threat. You gotta make us at least think that these guys are going to be like, OP. Maybe have them study the same type of magic that Zeref did. I don't know. That'll be cool. But I definitely do think that this will be the hardest thing to get get established and actually have move on. It's going to be hard to try to come up with a new antagonist after I have somebody as dope as Zeref or somebody as dope as Acnologia. I don't know, maybe somebody from the guild turns evil, but I definitely do think this would be the hardest thing to actually get rolling. But overall, what do you guys think about the idea of the 100-year time skip? Do you guys think, first of all, I want to know, what do you guys think about the whole the antagonist things? I'm actually interested to hear what you guys would say about that. But what do you guys think about the 100-year time skip? Do you guys think the time skip should be a little bit shorter? Do you guys think that the time skip is the right amount of length? But overall, what do you guys think? Tell me what you guys think in the comment section down below. I'll make sure I'll be going through it. And like I just gotta say, shout out to everybody who's been sticking around. I appreciate, I've been seeing the love, all the likes and everything. I've been seeing it a lot on the videos recently. Comment what you guys think down below. Subscribe if you haven't. Peace out.